with the Thursday Eagle Tribune Football Show Offensive Player of the Week, Michael Bodenrader of Methuen High School. Michael, quite a week for you last week against Lawrence, a tight win. You did a little bit of everything.
Yeah, thank you.
Do you enjoy being that? Coach referred to you as a Swiss Army knife. You ran the ball, you passed the ball, you did it all. Where does this skill set come from?
Well, I've been playing Pop Warner for a while, and just all the coaches throughout the years, they've just been great to me, helping me out every position. We really have great coaches at Methuen.
What goes through your mind when you see maybe a trick play called and you're going to be at the front and center of it?
It gets me really excited. When we ran that fake punt, I mean, we've been practicing it all week, and when we called it in the game, I just got excited. I got butterflies in my stomach, couldn't wait.
Are you still a quarterback at heart? There was a spirited contest, a couple of really fine quarterback prospects with you and Kendrick Denos. He got the nod. Do you still consider yourself a quarterback?
At times, I guess you could say so. I like playing quarterback, but I just really play where the coaches want me to play, and where I can help the team the best.
What was that like? The quarterbacks get all the girls. What was it like when they said, hey, Michael, we're going with Kendrick?
I really had to change. It was tough, but Kendrick's doing good at quarterback with all his rushing yards and stuff, so he'll be good.
Do you enjoy playing wide receiver?
Oh yeah, I love it. Yeah, any way I can help the team.
Big win last week over Lawrence. A couple of traditional rivals went right to sort of the final gun. Take us through that game, Michael.
With Lawrence?
Yeah.
Well, all week we just been practicing hard. Our record isn't as good as we hoped it to be, so we knew that this would be a big win for us. So we just practiced real hard all week. We really fixed a lot of the little mistakes that we made against Malden and Andover and all the other teams that we lost to. So we knew that we needed to work really hard to win this week.
As one of the senior leaders, Michael, how do you keep the train going in the right direction? How do you avoid the disappointment and build off that one win and make it two this week against North Andover?
Well, I mean, our chances are still alive, so really the only thing we can do is put our losses behind us, keep our heads held high, and just try our hardest for everything we do.
Coach Ryan seems to be a real upbeat guy. What role does he play in you guys hopefully marching on to a strong second half of the season?
Coach Ryan, he's a great coach. He's always there to pat us on the back and tell us when we do a good job. He's always making sure that we're not down on ourselves. Even like in school, he'll come up to us and tell us to keep our heads held high, that we're doing good. He's never negative. He's always there to tell you when you're right, but I mean, he's there to tell you when you're wrong, too. He's a great coach.
How did he keep you going in the right direction, Michael? It's tough, you can only have one quarterback, so that's the way it goes sometimes. How did he get you going and not being, you can be a senior sulking and being a problem child instead of saying Michael's one of the best leaders we have on the team. How did he make sure that you were all in and not sort of belly aching?
Well, Coach Ryan and Coach Ryan Dugan, they talked to me about the quarterback position, and they just told me that I needed to try my hardest, that I was a great athlete, that they needed me on the field either way, either position. So I knew I had to try my hardest for wide receiver and help the team.
What's your athletic background, Michael? It seems that you get a Methuen kid and you wear that blue and white, and it really means a lot. What's your background coming up through the ranks?
Well, I've been playing football for a while. I do track for a while too, and I play volleyball in the spring. So I'm repping Methuen all year.
There you go. Methuen could do it a lot worse than have a guy like Michael Bodenrader repping him. With Eagle Tribune Thursday Football Show Lineman of the Week, Tim Dodier. Tim, congratulations. You guys one of the top teams, number 5 in the entire state of New Hampshire. What's it like to be on top with the Blue Devils?
It feels good. The team comes out every week very confident. I feel like we can go out there and beat any team in the state.
Last week, sort of an interesting game. All's well that ends well. You did beat Spalding, but it was a winless club. It was a bit of a struggle. Take us through that game.
They came out and played a lot harder than we must have first anticipated, but we came out and did enough to go and get the W.
As a lineman, what does it mean to you to roll up 327 rushing yards like you did last week?
It feels good. Our offense is really flowing. And I think that we move the ball really well up and down the field.
What's the mindset on the O-line? You guys are a real run-oriented attack. You have you got Sean Nardiff, you get some big boys who are some veterans. What's sort of the mindset that you guys take into a game?
Our lineman coach, Coach Scavati, has a saying, 5 yards back and on their back. That's kind of what we play by.
Oh, I like it. Coach Scavati is a good man. And what do you prefer, O-line or D-line?
Honestly, I like D-line. I like to go make the tackles, make some plays.
Last week, Coach Pike was saying just a tremendous two-way effort. Anything in particular clicking for you last week, Tim?
No, I was just feeling good. Went out there and did what I could to help my team win the game.
How big are you, Tim?
About 6'2".
And what do you weigh?
195.
Are you a strong kid? Are you a big weight room guy?
Yeah, I like to go in there, work in the off season, work during the season, get stronger.
You get a pretty good bench press?
Yeah, got 225.
Okay. And geez, had a lot of success in basketball as well. Played varsity as a freshman and continued doing some good stuff with the hoop team. What's your favorite sport?
I don't know. I think I like them all equally. Whatever season is my favorite sport.
I like it. How about, are you looking to play any college sports?
I don't know. I haven't really looked.
How's the stuff going for you in the classroom, Tim?
It's going well. School's going very well this year.
Are you looking at any colleges at this point?
Just UNH, Keene, Plymouth, looking local.
Are you from an athletic family, Tim? Is it just you, or a mom or dad or brothers?
My dad was pretty good at hockey when he was a kid.
And is he a Salem kid, or where is he from?
April, actually.
Okay. And he didn't know Coach Pike growing up. Is he a little older than Coach Pike?
I don't even think they know each other.
Okay, that's funny. What you got a tough matchup this week. Merrimack is as hot as any team in the state. Almost knocked off Pinkerton 2 weeks ago, and they really manhandled Londonderry. What are your thoughts on the Tomahawks?
I think we're gonna come out here and we need to put in a big effort this week to go and get the win. Senior night, so it's a big one.
Ooh. And what does senior night entail in Salem?
Well, it's probably going to be our last home game, playing on the Grant Field, so looking forward to it.
Think it's going to be an emotional night? Are you going to be choking back any tears or anything like that?
I don't know, probably, but looking forward to it.
Who's going to be there rooting you on senior night?
Both my parents, my sister's going to be there. Hopefully, a lot of people from Salem High, a lot of fans are going to come support.
Talented three-sport athlete, Tim. How'd you pick up the volleyball?
I don't know. I just stopped playing baseball in 8th grade, so thought I'd try out freshman year. I've been playing ever since.
Any regrets? You see some kids, oh, you got to specialize, you got to lift year round. You look back, do you like the way you did it? Do you wish you concentrated more on football and be a 225-pound monster, lift 24/7?
I mean, I would have loved that, but I don't think I'd trade these 3 sports for anything, so.
Any, we've broken down the playoff race in the various media outlets. What do you think your chances of making the postseason are?
I think we're going to hopefully win out, and I think we'll make the playoffs.
Okay. Tim Dodier, Athlete of the Week, star two-way lineman for your Salem Blue Devils.
All right, Mike, here we are, another week of high school football. And we're going to start right off. I'm feeling a little like early Thanksgiving, even though this isn't a Thanksgiving matchup anymore. We're going to jump right in with one of the biggest games in the state of the week. Central Catholic traveling to Andover. They're both 4-1. Central can lock up the MVC Division I title with a victory. Andover can force it into a 3-way tie with Tewksbury with a victory. This is a big game.
Yeah, I mean, every week, obviously, it's a brand new story. But if you're a history guy, Central with an impressive win over Tewksbury last week with a really strong fourth quarter, really showing their championship medal. Tewksbury took it to Andover pretty good the week prior. So I'd have to think maybe the Raiders are the team in this one.
I agree. If Andover's passing attack can kind of get re-sparked, they certainly have a chance, but bear in mind Andover hasn't beaten Central since Thanksgiving of 2012. This is not the Thanksgiving rivalry anymore. I was talking to Omar Duchamps earlier. They really want to get this win now. So I'm going to have to go with Central too. All right, we're moving on. Staying in the Valley, North Andover is traveling to Methuen. North Andover's 3-2. Methuen's 2-3. I tend to feel like North Andover's probably the favorite in this one.
I do too. A bit of a gut check for the Knights. They You know, they had a big game against Bill Ricka. You're hoping maybe pull off the minor upset. You know it's going to be a bit of an uphill battle. They were handled pretty easily, so that they got to be smarting, licking their wounds. So this is a bounce-back game, and hopefully show that they're past that one.
I wouldn't put it past Methuen to pull off this upset because, again, they're a tough team, but I'm definitely going North Andover.
Yeah, it's not like that. It's a slam dunk by any stretch, but I'll go with the Knights.
If our boy Bodenrader could come up with some big plays, that would be a huge plus for the Rangers. Yeah, Haverhill takes a extremely tough draw this week. Speaking of Bill Ricka, they're taking on unbeaten Bill Ricka, who's so far steamrolled everyone in their path. If Haverhill could ever pull this off, this would be an absolutely mammoth upset.
Yeah, I hate to do the we're underrated stuff, but if there's an underrated team in the league, is it Bill Ricka? You know, you hear it. I think Bill Ricka's going to be tough to stop.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Indians in that one. Salem, huge game. Salem's playing host to Merrimack. They're both 4-2. They're both fighting for a playoff spot in the same division. I'm feeling Salem in this one, but they were going to have play a lot better than they did last week.
Yeah, Merrimack's on a roll, almost knocked off Pinkerton 2 weeks ago. Then Justin Grassini threw for 296 yards, and they really whipped Londonderry last week. I think Salem had not the world's greatest effort against a winless Spalding team. It really went down to the waning moments, or at least the last minute or so. I think maybe Merrimack takes this one.
All right, I'm going with Salem, but this should be a great game. Speaking of Pinkerton, you just mentioned them. Pinkerton coming off their first loss since the 2013 championship game. They're playing host to Timberlane. Timberlane's coming off the bye. Pinkerton, I can only imagine how hard Coach O'Reilly's been pushing them this week. Astros are going to come back and win this one.
Yeah, you would think, and a big thing, and Brian alluded to it. Brett Datillo's been banged up. He seems to be getting a little bit better. So if he's near 100%, that would pay huge dividends.
So yeah, I'm going Astros in this one. Lawrence has lost their last 3 straight, but they're really benefiting. They're bringing in winless Drake, who was really struggling.
Yeah, the middies heal whatever ail you. I think Lancers should take this one.
Go Lancers in this one. I went against my heart last week. I picked North Reading against Pentucket. I went to the game. Pentucket was absolutely the better team. They looked absolutely awesome. They completely outmatched a good North Reading team. They're playing host to Masco, or they're traveling to Masco, and Masco's a little down, but I think I would have picked Pentucket either way. They look great. I gotta go Sachem in this one.
Yeah, the Pentucket, one of 9 unbeatens in the North. Masco's got a good one in Scott Foden. I imagine they'll load up the box, try to stop him. He'll get his numbers, but really an uncharacteristic down year for Masco. So Pentucket should continue to roll.
I knew Pentucket had great backs, and Kieran Haley and the other guy, Liam Sheehy. Sorry, Mrs. Sheehy. But I didn't necessarily know how Finn Graham was going to do a quarterback, and he really impressed me. So I'm going to go Sachems here. Moving on, Wyndham coming off their bye, putting their 16-game unbeaten streak on the line, we'll say, against Pelham. 17-game unbeaten streak. Wyndham's going to definitely win this.
Yeah, with the Pinkerton loss there, they have the longest unbeaten streak in the state, and I can't see that ending this week.
Yeah. Greater Lawrence traveling to Mystic Valley. What do you think in this one?
O.J. Belliard's really having a fine year with the 562 rushing yards. Fairly even matchup, but Greater Lawrence, we'll just say they had that one down game 2 weeks ago, and say the Reggies take it.
Londonderry's coming off that tough one you had mentioned. They're going to win the Spalding. As we said, Spalding put a scare into Salem, so maybe they're better than their winless record indicates, but I'm still leaning towards the Lancers in this one.
I'm going to go an upset. I think Spalding, it's, they keep on losing and keep on losing. They're not really getting embarrassed. They played very well against last week, and it seems like Londonderry, I don't know, they might be heading in the wrong direction a little bit, so I'm going to go with Spalding.
North Reading's got to be furious after, really getting, losing a tough Triton, not having the greatest season. The Hornets, I'm sure, are going to be ready to come and take this one.
Yeah, McCarthy and co. Take this one.
Very good back. McCarthy is Matt McCarthy. And rounding out the Friday slate, Georgetown going to Linfield.
Yeah, Linfield's only allowed 28 points all year, and Georgetown's only scored 20. So
yeah, Linfield's become a factory of late. Not the same teams that I was playing against back when I was.
Oh.
Very different now. Saturday, very short slate. You got Whittier going to Northeast. Whittier has won 2 of their last 3. Northeast is 1-4. I'm gonna go Wildcats.
I agree.
Monadnock going to Sanborn.
Yeah, Monadnock's having a pretty good year. Go with Monadnock.
Brooks at St. I'm gonna go great. Brooks at St. Mark's.
St. Mark's, Laquan McKeever ran for 339 yards and 3 TDs last week. A little bit too much of the Big Mac attack of Laquan. I'll say St. Mark's over Brooks.
And rounding up the Saturday slate, Phillips traveling to Cushing.
Phillips keeps Cushing winless.
Sounds good. And that's the slate. So pretty much every big game is on Friday, but there's still good games on Saturday, so it's no excuse to completely skip out. We'll see you at the field.